Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast, episode number 93, which is a big number when you think about it. There's been some shenanigans happening around the crew here and people we know and stuff like that. But it seems like the biggest thing that the internet's talking about at the moment, well, particularly TikTok, is the chicken wars, which I'm absolutely 100% for it because chickens are funny looking. And when they're fighting, well, they're not actually fighting, but when they're like doing content, I'm all about it. And I've had nothing but chicken talk now, and I'm totally cool with that. So what I'm saying is, I think next week we're going to get a chicken on the podcast.
You'll definitely come across a lot of creeps.
Where have all these cancelable opinions?
You guys keep boots at 60 feet.
That was a picture of my boots.
That's it, that's the title of the podcast.
They're rock hard.
That's great advice.
And welcome on in, Shelby.
Hello.
And Tame is also here.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, it's Shelby, you reminded me, and we'll jump straight into it, eh? But you're the kid in the new Spider-Man movie when he jumps on the train and there's a kid in there just going to town licking the window, and he's like, "Whoa, man, don't do that!"
Yeah.
Going absolutely to town. He just, blah, 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 just lick it. And Miles is like, "No, man, no, stop it."
Sometimes I forget that my VTuber has tongue tracking, and then I'm just reminding myself.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Can you does it just like go in and out, or
Nah, it just comes out and goes in, doesn't move around.
Can't do any tricks. Can't what do they say? Twist your tongue?
Nah, can't do it.
Do that little worm thing with your tongue. Some people do that.
Anyway, very weird start to the podcast.
That's gonna be really weird for the people who listen to the podcast and don't watch it. They're just gonna be like, "What's happening? What are they talking about? What's she tonguing?"
There's an easy solution for that. Go see Spider-Man, and then you'll know. Because when you see that kid, you go, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah. We should talk about Spider-Man. I want to actually really talk. We can't talk too much about Spider-Man because it's brand new. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but this culture these days, that movie is like TikTok bait, like massive TikTok bait. Like that shit's gonna end
that's all
up.
I've been seeing on TikTok as well the last few days.
All the cameos, all the Easter eggs, they are just made to be fucking recorded out of your pocket, put on TikTok, get on there first. Oh my God. It's just like, there's shit that's just completely random. And you're like, whoa, okay, we're doing that now? I guess we're doing that now. It's like, but yeah, let's, going from the top, it's Enter the Spider-Verse is this one.
Mhm.
And then the last one was, well, hang on, we should get this right because there's 3 of them now. Shelby didn't realize that, but I kind of felt weird. There's a few of us at the cinema who didn't realize. No, I knew, but this movie's in 2 parts, so
Right.
it ends on a to be continued halfway through the movie.
So this one is Across the Spider-Verse. The next one's
Yeah.
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
So the first
one
one's
was Into.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
goes into, and then we're meant to get Across the Spider-Verse, and then they announced the trailer, and then they said too big for one movie.
Mhm.
Next one comes out, I think March next year is what they've got penciled in at this point. That's the last one, Beyond the Spider-Verse. So it's Into, Across, and Beyond. But yeah, so anyone who's seen Into the Spider-Verse, which is one of my favorite movies, to be honest, fantastic fucking movie with a banger soundtrack. This picks up almost immediately where it left off, and it took all these little threads that you didn't even know were in the first movie, and they just fucking run wild with it. So it's nuts. It's really well written. There's a lot going on there. It is the biggest production for an animated film ever.
It's insane.
Over 1,000 animators working on it at one time. And they said that if they were to have a single runtime, like if they wanted to fit all the story into one movie, it would have been about 5.5 hours long.
Mhm.
And they had animated a separate of 280 Spider-Man. Or spider creatures, I should say, because there's some great one. I think it's not really a spoiler because it's in one of the trailers, but my favorite is Peter Parked Car, who is a spider
And it's a
car.
Yeah.
And look,
that's
we
cool.
should also say we got invited. Well, we won tickets to the preview screening with Sony Pictures, and that crowd was there for it. Like they fucking like there was multiple times where they were like applauding throughout the movie and just fucking.
I love it when people get super into it. They're all happy and cheering and applauding and like gasping. It's like my
It was
favorite
well
thing now.
deserved. Like they fucking nailed the landing on so many things and some great fucking bits that were just so funny.
Yeah.
The chai tea moment where they goes to what's it called, Mumbai?
Mumbattan, which is a
Mumbattan?
combination Mumbai and Manhattan. It's
Which is
nice.
basically the Indian Spider-Man who has been around a long time. I think it was like 2005 or something like that. He's had his own comic run.
yeah.
And they go there, and then he's like, "I love chai tea," and he just loses his shit. It's like chai means tea. You're saying TT.
Yeah. The character's name is, I might get this messed up, Pavitya Prabhakar,
Yeah.
which is
He's
Peter
the-
Parker. I guess they're
He's the taxi driver out of Deadpool.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the voice actor for it. So, and apparently, like they felt all the press stuff's coming out now, which is great because you can sort of get the peek behind the curtain. And they said they felt that his scene was a bit flat, so they actually invited him, being an Indian actor, to come and like bounce ideas around and stuff like that. And that's where a lot of these funny things, like the chai tea bit, came from. Is when he was like talking
Yeah.
about stuff that he knows personally in the writers' room, and they were like receptive to it, and they made changes based on it, which is like what they should all fucking do. Like,
yes, definitely. No, it was cool, and I think the character is cool, and I like his little intro that mirrors
like-
the other intros, but it's
just putting it to like the attention to detail and stuff like that. Like there's one of the Spider-Mans in a wheelchair, so she's got like a virus and whatever, played by a voice actor who's in a wheelchair. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you don't need to do that. Obviously, it's animated, but it's nice that you did that and you put that effort into fucking. They might only have 6 words in the whole movie. Doesn't matter. Like they've made the effort, and I think that's where people don't give Sony Animation the credit. Like they always think, you think DreamWorks, Pixar, stuff like that. Mate, Sony's number one for me now. Like their attention to detail. And their fact that they don't rely on it having to be either lifelike or like they don't. It can be stylized. Like the shit just keeps changing. It's water painted at one point. They're just like, because the emotion is different, so they wanted to make the world look different. Like it looks how it feels, and they change people's different colors and stuff like that.
I like Hobie, the Spider Punk.
Yeah, so he's animated on 3s, which is not normal at all. So like everyone else, if a normal film runs at 24 frames a second, right? And what they did in the first movie was, as Miles was learning to be Spider-Man, he was animated on every second frame. So every 12 frames he would be. So he's running at 12 frames a second, even though the movie's running at 24. So he kind of looks laggy because he's lagging because he's learning. And by the end of the movie, they ramp him up to 24. Kobe was like a fucking slideshow, but he's also like, he's like, what do they call it? It's like that, fucking Margaret Thatcher, Fight the Man, fucking punk rock, London style. I think he's Daniel Kaluuya plays him, and he's just fucking.
Well, do you know much about like Spider Punk and like his universe?
No, but also
so-
I think that's kind of a big thing coming up for the next movie.
No, well, just like from the comics and just like a quick
Just keep
mention.
it
So he doesn't
broad.
come from
broad.
like a general like an exact like UK Spider-Man, right? He
Yeah.
comes from a version of Spider-Man where the UK is ruled by a totalitarian government and like the world in general. So that's why he's so like fight the man, oppose everything, because his world is actually fucked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I like
He's
him.
cool.
And like often when he's on screen, he's surrounded by like he's been cut out of a piece of paper. Like he's surrounded by different.
Yeah,
blocks,
it's like that
edges.
that almost like protesting propaganda of that time.
Yeah.
and all that punk stuff. It's all very
like,
cool. And
like anarchy.
I'm trying to dance
cut out
around that we don't
letters.
spoil anything. So
No, I'm not spoiling anything.
I know, but but I mean, it's like damn, that guy died. It's nothing like that. It's
No one dies.
the movie's long and it nails every single scene. Like every scene's perfect. It just keeps going and it's very well done. And I tweeted out today because I saw this great meme and it was like from The Simpsons and it's his dad hitting his kid and he's going, that's how you make a multiverse movie. And then it's
Yes.
like the kid is fucking Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. But I want to go one step further. All right. This is how you make a comic book movie because this is the best comic book movie I've seen for it's not a live action thing. It's not like they were trying to retell the story or recast anything else. They took all this media and they jam-packed it into this one fucking movie. And it's excellent. And it's really good. And I fear that a lot of people will be like, well, it's cartoon. I don't want to see it. Like, it's not a cartoon. It's definitely... Like, kids will look at it and go, wow, pretty colors. But adults will be like, whoa, man, that's some fucking serious themes that I'm... it's... there's a lot of it around, Peter Parker being like the person Peter Parker always having to deal with the death of his friends and having added responsibilities and trying to work that in with life and
Uncle Ben's.
and consequences that of his actions. It's all this sort of shit. The kids will go, look, funny Spider-Man, but then adults will be like, damn, man, that's fucking rough. But yeah, it's excellent. And yeah, it's a must see in cinemas and stuff like that. And I think the only real gripes that I've read from any kind of like media or critics or whatever is, number one, they weren't happy that it's in 2 parts. Like, they don't like that it ends on a cliffhanger, because it's I mean, it's a cliffhanger, but it's also like we're nowhere near the end of the story. Like, the next movie's just going to be just as big. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's
I didn't realize it was like a 2-parter, and the movie's getting on and on and on, and we're getting towards the end, and I'm just like, wow.
Ramping up, by the way.
Feel like, I'm like, how long has it been? Is my sense of time thrown off? Because I have a really bad sense of time, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like they're reaching a conclusion anytime soon. And then it pops up with like the to be continued. I'm like, fuck.
It's certainly like that, the kind of thing like, it must end soon. Like, someone's gonna kill someone, or someone's gonna finish, like something's gonna finish up, but it just doesn't. It just keeps on ramping up. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna give us a fucking to be continued any moment. Yep, sure enough, here it comes. And I'm like, damn. But yeah, so people have been a bit harsher on that. And the other thing that people are a little bit around the audio mix, and I think that's because it has such a banging soundtrack and stuff like that. People are really listening out to go, what tracks are playing or whatever. But I don't know if it's like certain cinemas or whatever. I noticed it at the start of the movie at the cinema that we saw. It just didn't feel like the mix wasn't quite there. Like the music was drowning out the audio overall, and like you couldn't quite hear. Like, it just felt weak, I guess. It had no range to it. But other people have said they've seen it in different cinemas, and it's been fine. But that certainly is a reoccurring thing. I think even Barjo said the same thing when he saw it. Like, it's a reoccurring thing. That's only it, though. Like, in terms of everything else,
I have a problem with it. I think as much as I like the stylization and the colors, and it's all really great, tells a great story through colors and art styles, and as you said, like watercolor and whatever. At some sequences, the flashing and alternating between colors got too much and was actually hurting my brain.
There was definitely... It's
Some
kind of
harsher
hard. At like
areas.
India was a hard one, because without going into super details, when you have multiple people, multiple characters from multiple dimensions, and each character, all their actions are in the style of their dimension, you literally have 4 to 5 to 6 different styles of animation happening at the same time in an action sequence. It's like, it's a lot, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I watched the breakdown videos, and like New Rockstar's breakdown videos like 40 minutes long. There's so many Easter eggs and stuff like that. But like, some of the things was that when they refer to a term that maybe you don't know, it'll actually have like a reference on there on the screen. It'll just have like a box. It'll pop
It'd
up.
be like an
saying-
asterisk. Here's what this means. It's just
yeah. So like, it's like they early on in the movie they comment that the enemy has hammer space. And it's like, what the fuck is hammer space? And it comes up in the corner saying hammer space refers to in animated shows where they have a pocket where they can pull anything out. Sort of like how, Wile E. Coyote can pull out a fucking hammer out of his pocket. That's hammer space. It's a term for animation. So that's just, it has that description down in the bottom corner just to let you know what's going on. But yeah, they said that when there's disruption and stuff in the movie and they're trying to show that like things are breaking, whatever out, they're actually like animated in some of the storyboard cells as well. You can see the original drawings with the like editor's notes and stuff on it and all that kind of stuff, just to show that things are breaking down. So it's shit like that. And the thing was, like, it's that attention to detail from every aspect. I kind of feel like we're missing that in so many movies and stuff lately. And it's the same thing where we talked about like John Wick, for example. Like that, they made that movie to the best of their ability. They put the details on the weapons and the fighting and all that sort of stuff. Like, they knew where they needed to care about. Where I kind of feel like Marvel stuff in particular lately, it feels like it's just like copy paste, slap it together. It'll do. they won't notice. No one will look too close at that. It's fine. You
Hmm.
know, and like people will be pointing out things recently where they're like, you know, they take Thor's eye away, and then immediately when Thor shows up next, he gets an eye back, and it's like, why'd you do that then? it's, it's like he's had a meaningful loss in there, and then you just undid it, and it's because they just don't have that, I don't know, cohesiveness of it or whatever else. But yeah, so I think next I don't want to talk about it forever. I think Spider-Man's excellent. I think it's a really good movie. I think I'd love to see other animated or like I'd love to see other superheroes who have that huge rogue of like not villains but huge rogue of like Batman, for example, with Nightwing and Batgirl and Batwoman and
Batman multiverse.
like it's not even that. I just want to see like a show that fleshes out all his side characters instead of if I see if I see Thomas Wayne get shot in an alley one more time and fucking pearls falling down, I'm going to scream. Okay, I've seen it. I know what happens. It's done. Like there's so much more. Like if you look into like Batman's a great example, and I know that we're getting Robin Pattinson's coming back and Pattinson is coming back as for Batman 2, and we're getting a Joker show, so they're fleshing out bits and pieces, and it's all excellent. But there's that whole big narrative where Batman gets Robin, he fucks up, Robin dies, he gets another Robin. He hates that he's a fuck up, and then he leaves, and he gets another Robin. Then the other Robin comes back and becomes Nightwing, and they have this whole like passing the torch and like all this drama and all that sort of stuff. And it's really cool. And there's all these really interesting supporting characters, and you see them in some of the games, like the Rocksteady games and stuff like that. And they flesh it out really good. And some of the animated movies, they're not the best, but they do try. But it's like, why doesn't Hollywood try to do all this extra shit? And his Spider-Man is like his 280 Spider-Man.
It's 100% like Spider-Man. You can just tell it's made with so much love.
And I think
so
like they've already like Hollywood's going nuts. They're like, this is nuts. This just proves that we can get Miles Morales. And like people were saying, but from the Spider-Man games and where we're at with that, like Miles Morales is going to be more popular than Spider-Man himself. Like we're kind of sick with Peter Parker. Let's just go straight up Miles Morales. I'm cool with it. Like I actually like the Miles Morales character better. And like as much as I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man games, and I'm definitely going to play number 2. Again, it was sort of the supporting cast that were more interesting than Peter Parker himself. Like the villains in particular, and like Black Cat and stuff like that. Heaps good, because we don't see a lot of that. We just see, oh man, this is gonna sound like Batman again. We just see fucking Uncle Ben dying. If I see Uncle Ben die one more time,
it has to happen. As I said, it has to happen every time.
I know that's the kind of point they're saying, but it's the same thing. All right, origin stories done. We're good. No more. No more. I want to see late game. I want to see late game.
You want to see like Peter B. Parker when he's like old and jaded and
how
cynical
cool
and,
is Baby Mayday? I mean,
Baby Mayday is the best, and that's not a spoiler because everyone knows about Baby Mayday.
It's in the trailer
from the trailers. Baby Mayday is adorable.
But again, like that character has proper development and arc, and is more interesting now as the old one. It's the same thing as adding Tobey Maguire into fucking the MCU. Like his Spider-Man's more interesting than Tom Holland. Like we want to know more about him. He's been Spider-Man for a long time. You know, it's great that they're doing the animated stuff, and I think that if more people go and see these animated movies and go, wow, this is actually really good, and they could kind of go, well, we can flesh out like a DC universe a little bit better in an animated form like that. I'm all for it. Like whatever gets the more, I'm just sick of them getting origin story, sequel, it's not really working out, reboot, origin story, sequel. It's not really working out.
Yeah.
Same format every time.
Every single time.
I have to say, I really like the Peter B. Parker, which is Mayday's dad, the original Spider-Man in the movie, because his voice actor is Jake Johnson, who's Nick Miller from New Girl, and that's all I hear every time he talks. He's absolutely perfect for it.
Also, once you look, I think the best thing to do is see the movie because it's excellent. All right. then go looking at the media stuff that goes around it, then go and looking at the Easter eggs and go around it, and then live into it. Because what I didn't realize was the amount of like known actors who were like, I want to be a part of this. They're in
They
it
got
for
little roles.
they're like 3
Yeah.
words, or they've got no words, but
Yeah.
they're like, I'm that Spider-Man. He doesn't say anything, but I'm that one.
Yeah.
And it's nuts because look, they're doing the right thing. They're supporting something that's fucking awesome, and that's awesome. And to see that whole Spider-Man stuff ramping up, I just hope that like we're getting, because next is Kraven the Hunter, who is in the Spider-Man 2 game and will be in the obviously got his movie coming up, and they want to do Madam Web, which is interesting because when we played the PS3 version, I think it's Shattered Dimensions, that Spider-Man game was
Yeah,
all
the
about
one where you're
Madam.
going through everything.
It was all about Madam Web, and it was fucking fascinating. But yeah, the last thing I'll say about the Spider-Man stuff, this to me just proved that the Spider-Man that we get as like mainline games, mainline media, stuff like that, is the most boring Spider-Man. It's we want more of all the other ones.
Bitch of Spider-Man.
It's the basic bitch of Spider-Mans. And
Like they're good, but like there's better. There's other stories out there, like Gwen and the others.
Gwen's a great choice, and like it's crazy that Gwen doesn't. Like Gwen needs almost her own show. Miles definitely needs his own show.
I like Spider Bite. That was cool.
Spider Bite, I love Spider Bite, but like let's not go through them all because we're getting dangerously putting out too much
spoiler
information.
territory.
And I don't want it because and also we'll be here all day. But it's like, yeah, I'm now looking up and like reading up on the lore of these other Spider-Man characters, and I'll probably end up like reading up on their stories and stuff like that because it's more interesting. And I feel like Hollywood has to notice that we're interested because, goddamn, as the Spider-Verse is just huge. And again, I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about it like they should be. There should be more hype around it. But I kind of feel like at the same time, because like Pixar was always like the hype king of animated movies, like, oh, there's another Pixar movie coming or whatever. And that doesn't even happen because like there's a Pixar movie out in like 2 weeks.
Elemental.
Yeah, guess what? The people that worked on that worked on Spider-Verse because they're friends. Even though they're going head to head. I saw in one of the Easter eggs video, they're like, oh, that's a reference to so-and-so who is from Pixar.
Oh, I haven't heard
That's
any
all
of
their
the.
inside jokes.
Well, they're all mates. They all, they ring up.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm trying to figure this out. Or I need to
They
get
all
that
know
done.
each other.
They have like this,
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And
They probably got a group chat going.
Elemental does look interesting, but it also just kind of looks like another Pixar movie. Like Pixar hasn't really broken the mold in a long time.
No,
in my opinion. And
do something different.
do something different.
Just poke him with a stick. Do something.
Do Batman. No, that's what oh man. So the only other thing I wanted to talk about, and like it's not spoiler, so relax everybody. But what I found very interesting was because we got invited to, we weaseled our way into the Sony preview screening, but at the same time we got invited to go see The Flash early.
Oh yeah, this was a mistake in the marketing team's part. Go on, tell them what happened.
It was on at the exact same time. So it was like we went with other people that also got invited to The Flash, and they're like, well, obviously Spider-Man wins.
You get invited to all right. You get invited to The Flash, or you get invited to the Spider-Man movie. Which one do you go to? That's a no-brainer. You go see Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
What I didn't realize, and like I'm staying away from Flash it because I don't really actually care. I just want to watch the movie, and I feel like it's going to be like every other DC movie. You watch it and you go, that was all right, but you don't fucking want to talk about it for weeks on.
You don't write home about it.
You don't write home. You don't tell mum about that one. No, this doesn't. Who cares? But like, it was so weird because then when I started to think about it, and we watched Spider-Man, and obviously Spider-Man's all about Spider-Men, the multiverse of Spidey-Mens, and there's like cameos and stuff like that are in the movie. I'm like, what's the chances that not only are we watching this movie at the same time, but we're watching a movie about the Marvel and all their cameos from Marvel people in a thing at the same time that other people are in a different cinema watching a DC movie about all these cameos from DC characters. Like, it's the same thing.
Cameos are how they get things, these days.
It's nostalgia bait, 100%. But it's good. It's fine. I'm like there's a lot of screenings for Flash. They are throwing a lot of marketing at it, and you know what that means. Come on.
Bad.
It's trash.
The more they spend on marketing, the worse it is.
Oh my god.
So when we walked into the Spider-Verse preview, right, and they had an open bar, I was suddenly concerned.
But
But
also,
it was
okay,
good.
hang on, hold up. Just a straight numbers game. How many Flash trailers have you seen versus how many Spider-Man trailers have
I
you
haven't
seen?
seen any. I haven't seen any Flash trailers, but I watched like 2 Spider-Man trailers.
Okay, I've been force fed about 100 Flash trailers in the last month or 2 months, and I've seen like 2.
Then again, I am allergic to Ezra Miller now, so that's probably
Who?
why I've been
Is he in the
that
movie? Who's he play?
not Batman, that's for sure.
Batman's in the movie? I'm there.
Yeah.
No, it's and also I'm very proud that you guys listen. But yes, when they ramp up marketing, it's usually a red flag. So yeah. Oh, they just I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it. We'll talk about it when it comes out, whatever. But I honestly I had high hopes and high expectations for Spider-Man, and now that I've seen it, I don't care. I don't even
Smashed them all.
care. I don't care about
So
anything
good.
else. It's like that was awesome. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like that was really well done. Where if like you go into Fast and the Furious, you kind of go in with very low.
expectation.
And look, we need to take a break, but before I do that, just a quick little news bite. But it's not even news; it's just fucking bullshit to like ramp up, like again, trying to get people to talk about a movie or whatever. But apparently, Vin Diesel is unhappy with Jason Momoa
Because he stole the spotlight?
overacting, even though
Overacting.
we went through we went on the podcast. We talked about like 10 reviews where they're like the only thing that saved this movie was Jason Momoa,
Didn't
and
he
now
say,
Vin
like,
Diesel's
his
like
character was like over the top and kind of
he's
creepy and like
unhinged.
of course he had to be overacting because that's kind of what the character called for, right?
Jason Momoa was the fresh breath of air that was otherwise the stale repeat of fucking Fast and the Furious 7 times over. Like again, I don't want to go ranting on it, but like there's fuck all cars and stuff in it. It's a bloody they make it into this weird action movie and it has no fucking personality. Jason Momoa was the personality, and now he's like, no, you overacted and kind of ruined the movie.
Wow.
He's just hating on him.
He's salty.
he got-
He's
yeah.
salty. He's salty that no one wrote Vin Diesel's the best part of this movie because he's not.
He's not.
And then he's like, I saw this fucking weird ass interview where he's like, man, I don't know why, but it's taken so long that we've had to make this movie to tell people the importance of family. But that is not what people were
You've
taking
been
away from
making
this
so
movie.
many movies.
Maybe off the first one they would have.
You know what that is though? That's him trying to kick that meme back into gear to get it as a marketing tool.
100%. This is morbing time
It's-
for
it's
Fast and
meme
Furious, but
bait.
it's not working. It's not working.
It's-
Morbin time came from the internet. This is Vin Diesel trying to.
The beautiful thing about the internet, though, is like a lot of the times we can smell a manufactured meme or a push
Oh,
to
yeah, no.
make something into a meme from a mile away. It's the same thing when you're on TikTok and celebrities are trying to make something quirky and say something quirky in a video so that it'll be turned into a viral sound. And it doesn't work and it's really awkward. And Demi Lovato keeps doing it and it's really concerning.
Yes, we can smell a fake a mile away.
Mhm.
And this is Vin Diesel trying to start drama. But at the same time, you can't believe a word that Vin Diesel says anymore because The Rock's coming back. So they said that'll never ever happen because they've got this massive beef that can be quelled by money, apparently. So,
Mhm.
but then the just last thing I'll say about the Fast and Furious, because this was the other thing that came out, which is maybe why he's probably playing distracting tactics. But they're saying that The Rock's not in the Fast and the Furious. He was in there for a cameo, and that he's
What?
going to get his own movie. That's going to be a spin-off Hobbs and Shaw sequel.
Oh my God, just Vin Diesel needs to stop and just make more Chronicles of Riddick movies, please.
Or even just don't. Just get someone else to do Pitch Black 7 or whatever we're up to. I don't know. And Shelby, you want to introduce us to a new topic that's
I need
not,
to ruin everyone's day.
not
I
Shit
need to-
Towns of
How
Australia,
are you
but
ruining our day?
it is.
It's related.
It's from Shit Towns of Australia.
Yes. We have a
Okay.
new list today, and I think this is a one-off list. So I feel like it's definitely worth talking about. But there is an image attached, which we'll talk about when we get there. But it is the top 10 dumbest regional foods, so across Australia. And I feel like we can talk about this and then decide if we've had these before and if they'd actually be good.
Sorry.
But I think some of them are
Just
bad.
quick. I just want a really quick sidebar.
Okay.
Raw potatoes. Can you eat them raw?
No, you shouldn't. You
Same?
only eat them when you're horny, so you're not horny anymore.
Oh yeah.
What? What?
I've never heard that, but
No, okay. I talked about this on my cooking stream the other night, but there was this news segment that went out about this really like Christian celibate couple, and even though they were married, they really didn't want to have sex. So anytime the guy would get a bit too worked up, he'd get up and leave the room and go and eat a whole raw potato, and it would make him not horny anymore.
Imagine being his wife. Oh, he's having another potato. That's the third potato you've had in an hour.
She probably loves it. She's probably like, watch me get him to go get a potato. Oh, honey. Yeah.
Buying bagged potatoes.
Because you talked about the raw potato shit on your stream, and then I'm like, that's so dumb. What a dumb conversation, right?
Yeah.
And then as I was playing Elden Ring, I don't want to call out the person, but there was a person in the Discord call who was eating raw potatoes because they do that regularly.
No
It's
way.
so weird. They're so starchy and wet and gross, and they don't taste like anything
Thank
when
you.
they're raw.
Right. I just wanted to be crystal clear that I'm not crazy when I say that is
it peeled?
fucking.
Do they peel it?
Does it matter? It's raw.
Skin and all.
Just if you're
Does
eating
it make
a raw
a difference
potato,
if it's like I peel it, then I eat the raw potato? The problem is it's raw.
At that point, if you're eating a raw potato, just eat the skin. Like nothing else matters, really.
Eat anything at that point. Anyway, thank you. I just wanted that sidebar, just a sense
We
check.
should add that to this 10 dumbest regional foods list.
I don't think it's a
The
regional thing.
region will be their house. It's a region. All right, we got the top 10 regional foods. We've got number 1 to number 10 to go down, or we can do 10 to 1. I don't know which order they intended to be read in.
Oh, yeah,
10 to
true.
1 normally. It's a countdown.
All right, yeah. So the first one is Sydney, Australia. Bin chicken palmy.
Oh God.
Oh, yum.
Sydney put its own twist on an Aussie pub grub classic by substituting chicken for a much cheaper ibis, consisting of breaded bin chicken breast smothered in tomato sauce and grilled parmesan and served with chips.
That's not
this
real.
Local delicacy makes Sydney the ideal place for intrepid tourists.
That's
to try
not
some
real.
It was completely made because of the last week. we
Thank
talked
you.
About the guy.
I was gonna say there's no coincidence that the guy got arrested for trying to steal a bin chicken to eat it, and then we have bin
Some
chicken
pub
parma
puts
next
it on
week.
their menu.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to start an argument for anyone. All right, Parma is the correct term. Palmy is
Parma.
accepted, but
Yes.
we know where you stand. And Parmo was the only thing I saw once in Gold Coast, and I'm like, you guys are fucking cooked. All right.
Yeah, that's not right.
Parma.
There is
Doesn't sound right.
So
Parmo,
number
mate.
9, I think now we're going into like real food. So number 9
Okay.
is called a florrie. It's from Horsham. A flat
Oh.
crumbed piece of horse steak wrapped around a slice of ham and a bit of cheese, often drowned in gravy to mask the taste.
That's not real. That's
You don't think-
disgusting.
Is that a
Can't
horse?
I've been to Horsham. They're weird, but not that weird.
No, you know what? It's real. I just googled it. It's real. It's a real piece of food from. It's a signature dish at a restaurant.
That
At
is okay. Also, I just look. I'm sorry to inform everyone. This is not doxing myself, but my ancestors grew up in Horsham.
Well, your answer stayed horse steaks. I don't know what to tell you.
Is that horse though?
It's horse.
Well,
Horse and ham and cheese.
Horsham
I think
steaks
in
are claimed to
Sydney-
fame. The Florrie, Florrie. Yeah, it's legit and
It's
disgusting.
a legit thing. Yep.
I think in Sydney, I'm sure it's in Sydney. They had a restaurant. It was like a secret thing though, but they had one night they had
They
horse.
serve horses.
Yeah, literally. And people said that it was nice, but
It's
I don't
a.
know.
It's not an Australian thing, but definitely overseas you can get it. But
I
it's
feel like
also weird.
the number 8's going to be contentious, all right? Number 8 is a dim sim from Melbourne/nationwide. Originating in
South
Melbourne's
Melbourne.
Chinatown, but now a takeaway staple across Australia, the giant dumpling known as a dim sim or dimmy is great if you're craving a meal that resembles a boiled ball sack.
Oh, hold up. Also, no, don't call it that. And also, are we claiming
But
the
if you
dim sim
steam
came
it, if you
from
steam
Melbourne?
it,
Are we saying that
The,
dim sim
the
came
dim
from
sim
Melbourne?
actually was invented in Melbourne. It's not an Asian food.
Way.
It
What?
was.
are you serious?
No, it is 100%. It was invented in the Chinatown in Melbourne. It's not actually a Chinese food.
The term dim
No
sim dates
way.
back to 1928, although the modern recipe in the dish is most likely developed in Melbourne's Chinatown in 1945.
Yeah, so an
That's
like
crazy.
it's derived from a dim sum. A dim sum is something completely different.
I understand that, but like,
Yeah.
wow.
Dim sims are
My
Aussie.
head is gone. I've blown my head off. It's
yeah.
the fuck?
Well, let's be
Oh.
real. If it's steamed, it does look like.
It doesn't.
boiled
I
bullseye?
really like steamed dim sims. All right, so don't ruin this for me. It's already mystery meat. I don't want to.
Yeah. Pretty sure there's some in the freezer, maybe.
There definitely is.
Um,
Yes.
Similarly, though, I guess with mystery meat is number 7 is the Chico roll nationwide. Invented in Bendigo and unveiled in Wagga Wagga, the Chico roll has spread like nits in Nimbin to become a supposed Australian icon. Despite being owned by an American company and being basically the same thing as a Chinese spring roll, Chico is short for a chicken, even though they don't contain any. A more accurate
Mystery
name
meat.
would be cabbage roll or calorie tube.
Chico, I remember the whole Chico got brought out, I think, by an American company.
Yep.
And I knew that it was made in Australia, but also I hate Chico rolls so much.
Yeah, same.
I don't like them either.
I'm not
They
a
got a
fan.
weird texture. Like
It is just a giant spring roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is from our favorite place. Do you want to take a wild guess as to where it comes from?
Our favorite place, like in Queensland.
It's from Port Pirie.
I was about to say
Oh.
Port Pirie.
No
Yeah.
way. Is it the lead burger?
No. It might be because somebody's had too much lead, but Port Pirie has a food called the rat bait, which is cheese and bacon baked on bread. It's called rat bait because you'd have to be a vermin to eat that shit.
Cheese and bacon
Wait, what's
baked
on it?
bread.
Cheese and bacon.
It's just cheese and bacon baked on bread. Apparently, it's
That's
rat bait.
just-
Isn't that a cheese and bacon roll?
Correct. And
I'm
they're
just
delicious.
looking it up to see what the difference is. Oh, there's a recipe for homemade rat bait.
Nope. Nope.
No, there it is. Okay, so it's literally a piece of toast with like pizza ham on it, then cheese melted on top. I don't really see a problem. That just to me sounds more like a struggle meal, and I guess Port Pirie's all in Struggle Town.
All the lead in the air.
That's the sort of meal you crank out when it's like a week from payday, but you're already broke.
Get your shit together, Port Pirie. I'm serious.
That's the meal you have when you're high as fuck.
Yeah,
I'd eat that and enjoy that. That's fine. It sounds
Port
perfectly
Pirie's
delicious.
also the next one on the list.
Uh-huh.
I think they're just picking on Port Pirie. Cheese and carrot salad. Port Pirie's a shit answer to cheese slaw.
No way.
Cheese and carrot.
Yep.
Port Pirie, cheese and carrot. It's a thing. Why is it a thing? Oh, you know what? I think this is fucking. It's a thing because Shit Towns of Australia made it.
I see recipes for it. It's cups of grated cheese, cheddar cheese, shallots, mayonnaise,
The number
Italian
one.
salad dressing, and parsley.
The number one post is from Shit Towns of Australia.
Yeah. Then there's also number 4 is cheese slaw. So it's the original one, which is cheddar, carrot, emu semen, which is just the Italian dressing apparently. The only of most depraved individuals would claim this
what?
foods. So it's just what I read out. That's the recipe. They said emu
Why did
semen
they
because they're
call
trying
it
to be
that?
rude, but
Also, I'd like to take another quick sidebar here. Meat slaw
Yeah.
is a real thing and it's delicious.
what's meat slaw?
Just basically, you just substitute out any kind of vegetable for any kind of meat. Chuck it all together. Meat slaw.
Damn.
That just sounds like mixed. Like that's what?
I was in a hospital and one of the nurses said, "Oh, you don't like veggies or something?" And I'm like, "Nah, I hate them." And they're like, "You should try meat slaw," and it sent me a recipe. Fucking awesome.
That's wild.
It's a real thing. Meat slaw recipe.
Number 3 is Belfer's frog cake from Adelaide. Sponge, cream, and fondant sculpted into the shape of a frog's head. The frog cake is the perfect dessert for people who want to pretend they're Ozzy Osbourning an amphibian. I want to search that. That is actually a thing. It's a little cupcake shaped like a frog. Oh my god, I want to eat it. That's so cute.
Don't look up the Ozzy Osbourne thing. Kinda.
No, don't do that.
You can only imagine.
Number 2 is the Smiley Fritz, also from Adelaide, a variation of bung Fritz, which is anus sausage, with marks resembling facial features. Slices of Smiley Fritz are traditionally given to children in South Australian supermarkets so they can bite eye holes and wear them as a mask. So this is when you go to the deli,
Wait.
and it's that deli meat that's got smiley faces.
I have further information on this.
Okay, yeah.
Shit was going viral this week about this exact thing, the Fritz, because
Oh?
you used to get it everywhere and you can't get it anymore. Do you know why?
Why?
It's an
Why?
OH and S hazard.
Why is it a
It's a-
hazard?
It's an occupational health and safety hazard because the kids would drop the shit in the supermarkets and people would slip over.
Oh my god.
Yep, I looked it up. It's true. That's why like only very few supermarkets still do it, and most states have banned it. His kids would drop them, and people would fall over. It's like, it's mystery meat in the shape of a face. So that's all it was. But yeah,
Delicious.
South Australia still do it, and I think WA still do it. That's it. There you go. Some that just lined up, but I saw that on Twitter. I saw an argument over where to go, and then someone's like, "Yeah, I got banned," and yeah, I looked it up and I found a news article about it getting banned.
Wild. Let's see. Number 1 is also from Adelaide. This is the weirdest one. This is also accompanied by a picture. So I'm gonna copy that picture to put in our chat for you. But it's called a pie floater. It's a meat pie dumped upside down in a bowl of pea soup and topped with tomato sauce.
It's real.
Yes, it is. And the pie floater was almost certainly invented by accident. Why would anyone want to intentionally repeat that culinary disaster? That's what it says. And I will put the picture in the topics.
Where did it say
channel for you.
who invented it? Because I've definitely seen it.
That picture didn't work. No, it did. It doesn't say who invented it. It just says why would it be created if it wasn't just an accident.
It's definitely a thing that went around. I don't
Maybe
know.
they wanted meat with their peas.
It's look. I don't want to bring up the topic of eating meat pies because I always get roasted for it. And
Yeah, because you eat them weird. You cook them weird and you eat them weird.
which
Wait,
I noticed
how do you
recently.
cook them?
I noticed that. Okay, first of all, shut up, and also second of all, I noticed that there's like people like celebrities and stuff that get cancelled for trying to eat a meat pie wrong.
Yeah.
So I would like to keep my meat pie eating habits private, please.
He microwaves them.
I don't want to get cancelled for. Listen, microwaving a fucking meat pie is fine. Okay.
No, it's not.
It's just quicker. It's just
It's
quicker,
fine.
to
Yeah,
be
but
honest.
you should if you're gonna microwave it to defrost it like it's from frozen.
But if you chuck it in an oven and like fan fucking forced oven, right? They get all dried out and yuck. You don't want that. You need a
No,
pie
not if you
warmer.
do it
And
right.
unless you have a pie warmer. Pie warmer is the correct method, but unless you want me to have a pie warmer in my
I think the ideal method, right, is that you should microwave them a little bit, then put them in an air fryer so the outside gets a little bit crispy, but it's all cooked all the way through. I think
How
that
do
would
you
be
eat
less
your meat
criminal.
pie?
Yeah, how do you eat it, Eladi?
I put it in my mouth and I eat it
How do you eat it?
with
What
a
do you
spoon.
use?
I use a spoon.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Yeah.
That's
I know
wrong.
that's actually a pretty popular way to eat them. You
Well,
take
in
the top
America,
off.
I think they use like a fork and a knife.
And I get cancelled for it. All right. So this is why this is our little secret.
I ate mine. I ate it upside down.
The
So like
Australia's
the crust bits on the bottom.
yeah, actually, I do know people who do it like that way as well. But Australia's best pie was awarded again. It's in Victoria again. I can't remember the name of the cafe, but it was a fish pie this year.
Ugh, fish pie.
But that same cafe has won Australia's best pie like 5 times now.
Where is this
And-
cafe?
I will find out for you. But yeah, that was the whole list of all of the of the shit recipes.
That is no, I'm still blown away by the dim sim, to be honest. I did not
So-
know that.
Yeah, same.
That's
My mind is still blown. I can't believe that.
I don't think
The-
anyone knows that.
How did everyone? How
I
did
knew
all
that.
the Asian, like Chinese restaurants, all catch on then?
Because it was
'Cause-
Chinatown.
It was made in
Yeah,
China.
true.
Okay, so the best pie of 2023 goes to Country Cobb's Bakery, and that is a fish amok pie. The small bakery has 3 locations: Boronia, Kyneton, and Springvale in Victoria.
Close.
And so they have lots of different pies. They have like normal ones and everything, and then they have fish pie, and that one won.
Weird.
Hmm.
That's weird. That's
Every-
it's like that place. There's a place not too far us who is called so and so's pies.
Yeah.
It's the home of the best pasty.
Yeah,
Well, you should rebrand, honestly.
it's a good pie shop though. They do good stuff. Compared to Daniel's Donuts, which has lots of chain stores around Victoria and I think most of Australia now, their pies are shit. I just want to put it out there.
Wow.
Disrespectful. I don't like them. I got a steak pie and I bit into it. And it was just like bits of veins and like offal, and it was disgusting. And I almost died.
They get their pies. They're a New Zealand pie.
Well, they're shit. I don't care where they came from. I'm just going to
You
tell.
think that'd be good?
I mean,
Fucking
it's called
trash.
Daniel's Donuts, not Daniel's Pies. So
I definitely did have one. It didn't tickle me, but mainly the thing for me was it was that super flaky pastry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Philo.
Yeah, mine there. I like my pies that sort of hold together better than I do. So it's,
I'll just go there and get spinach and feta rolls, and that's all I'm getting.
milkshake wasn't bad though. I got a milkshake from there today.
Milkshake. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the, I don't know, invading my brain with all this food knowledge.
Now
that I
you
had
know a
no-
lot about dim sims, so you can think about that.
Oh, I'll think about that.
I'm more blown away by the raw potato.
Well, yeah, true.
Or maybe,
I'm still blown away by the horse meat as well at that club.
well, the only thing about the horse meat thing is like I've listened to other podcasts where they have talked about going to like Japan and Asian countries and stuff like that, where you can get horse meat, and they tried it as a delicacy sort of thing. And it's whatever, not a big deal. It's yeah.
I think it's just weird the way they presented it. In like it's they're just casually throwing it on the menu.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about dim sims. So it's
Okay.
Oh man, it's so weird. Anyway, moving along, let's talk about some other stuff that's popped up in the previous week. One of the favorite Twitter tweets I saw, tweets. I don't know. I saw it on Twitter, but I've seen like 7 videos on TikTok about it as well. Is the one of the male leads from Greece, Rise of the Pink, which I think is a TV show.
Rise of the Pink Ladies. It is a
Yeah.
show. I think it's on
It's
Prime.
a TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the male leads exited the show. That's all they've
7
said.
episodes in.
7 episodes in, and then his last time that they see his face, they didn't even like CGI it or anything. They literally photoshopped a photo onto his face.
It's not well done. They got his body double. They stuck his face on it. He doesn't change expression. It's a
So like
PNG.
to imagine like they stand around and then like they like push each other, and then like he's staring at he's looking at the camera, but it's just a PNG on top of a moving body. And it's like, what the fuck? And then I looked into, because I followed up. I couldn't figure out what the fuck happened. But my interest was they still have 3 more episodes, so what do they do? Because it is a male lead, right? And they put out another tweet here. So for those wondering how the show handles the character's exit following this moment after the fight breaks out, the 2 male leads of the Photoshop dude get sent to jail and then are carted off to military school.
Wait, hang on. Wait, did they just like card him out like that?
Yeah, you don't see his face ever again. You just see the back of his head, and there's like, oh my god, I can't believe he went to jail and then military school.
Why does it remind me of like in The Simpsons when there's the dog that's added to the Itchy and Scratchy show?
My planet
and,
needs
like,
me.
And then they put up a card to say that he went back to his home planet.
Yep.
That's what that was. That's oh
Yep.
my god. You guys should definitely look up the scene though, because it looks ridiculous.
It does look ridiculous, but also, I don't know. Like people complain about like CGI and stuff, and like Mandalorian. It could be worse. It could really
it could
be
definitely
worse.
be worse. It could be what we just witnessed.
But this is like care factor 0. Like they're like, oh, just slap a fucking PNG over it. No one will notice. Who cares?
I was considering giving it a little watch to see if it was interesting because
They had a full on preview event.
Yeah,
Like
there was some good stuff about some of the actors who play like young Rizzo and things like that because it's linked to the original movie. It's like a prequel, and
I can
people
tell you
were
right
really
now,
praising them.
I have 0 desire to even think of this as a television show anymore. If they can't even put a GIF, like just a moving image, then there's like if they have to do still image in the middle of it. Nah.
I'm pretty sure there's some sort of app they could have downloaded. Isn't there that one that it puts your face on like a TV show and it just like starts moving? What's it called? I don't know. They always advertise.
They could have even done something like that deep fake.
Yeah.
They did the bare minimal. This is what I'm saying. Like people complain about like deepfakes and stuff like that in shows. It's like this is the alternative, guys. Like they couldn't get the guy's face anymore, so this is what they did. They put it. It's mind-boggling, is what it is. It's hilarious, also. It's so bad. It's just like. I don't know, but again, this sort of comes back to these sort of shows. I think they're just churning them out to get them on the fucking platforms to keep them.
And again, it's nostalgia bait.
Yeah, but they're just trying to get people to keep subscribed. Like, fuck, we need to fill a gap here. What do we got? It's like, we could do another Grease show, a TV show. Perfect, excellent, no worries. We need a little extra budget for deepfake. No extra budget. Just slap a sticker on it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. What the fuck, man? Seriously, it's like. Anyway, it's shit. Is basically what when I saw it, like I saw people talking about it, I'm like, can't be that bad. It's not a big deal. And then when I saw the clip, I'm like, we need to talk about this because this is hot garbage. And it is that time of the week where we become a travel bureau for all the best places to visit in Australia.
Yeah, it's the favorite time of the week where we wrap up the top news stories that are terrible.
I have a
And,
feeling that there's going to be some Melbourne on there this week.
just one, actually.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Yeah.
Let me get comfortable. All right, we got a list of 10. I guess you can't guess what number 10 is.
Port Pirie for having
Good old
weird
Port
food.
Pirie.
Still shit.
Yeah.
Still shit.
Port Pirie.
But number 9 is Adelaide, South Australia. Drongo was busted after using a car full of drugs to tow a stolen car through a car wash. Plane passenger was fined by Jetstar for wearing 6 kilograms of clothing.
I saw the clothing one because that was just dumb. But anyway, I don't know if anyone else saw it, but then she was like making like TikToks and stuff like that. Like, look at me! This is gonna be so funny. I'm gonna wear all my clothes and get around this. It's fine for having too much luggage. And they're like, "Ma'am, you still have the luggage. Here's the fine." But, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
I remember years ago there was a guy in a band who filmed himself like piling on his clothes to try and avoid the fees as well, and he ended up just falling unconscious because he got heat stroke, and they
Oh
had to
my
call
God.
they had to ground the plane and call an ambulance. So don't do it.
The only one that works is like if you're taking a pillow and you fill your pillow with clothes and like a jackets and stuff, and then use that.
Yeah,
That's the only one that is legitimate and will work.
it's a good
Somewhat.
method.
But like if you fill it up with fucking food or something,
You're your own problem.
just be
at that point.
sensible. Like they have the rules in there for a reason, and it's mainly because they're trying to calculate how much fucking weight there is, so if there's enough fuel in the plane. It's not that they're trying to rip you off. They're just doing
What's-
that to punish you for making the plane heavier and have to pay for more fucking fuel. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like those people that like their suitcases, how they got to put it in that thing to
Yeah.
make sure it's small enough to carry on, and
Yeah,
they end up like sitting on their bag to put it in, then it gets stuck
And they
in
can't
that
get him
thing.
out. Yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
idiots.
it's so funny.
I haven't been on a plane in years, but I don't miss it.
No.
It seems like a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along.
All right. So number 8 is Launceston, Tasmania. Ice addict pleads guilty to wanking while on phone to female call center operators 8 times. So
8 times!
did it 8 times.
Jesus.
I want to know how he got caught. Like, how do we report people for things like that? What, you
They
know,
could
He
probably,
probably
hear it.
told them.
he may have, but I just mean like, like, obviously he was calling something and they had his details and they could just pass them on to the cops, or
Look, I could say things and make some noises and stuff that would probably give you
I don't
hints
want
at-
you to make any noises. I'm
All right,
good.
then moving
I
along,
don't-
moving
no
along.
ASMR, thank you. Number 7 is Gold Coast, Queensland. Woman and 2 teens charged after 3 cop cars rammed by stolen Audi, and 2 kids in a stolen car cause a 10-car highway pileup. Now, I think this is, again, week on week, there is always someone who is hitting a police car with a stolen car. This is an epidemic in this country. Every week it's on the list.
You know what they should do? I just got an idea. They should put like flashing lights or something on them. That'll really give it away.
Oh, that would help. Maybe some
That-
reflective stripes as well. Yeah.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, good on.
Next is Melbourne, Victoria. Assholes steal a 95-year-old's mobility scooter from an aged care centre car park, and a jumping castle company owner jailed for series of arson attacks on rival jumping castle companies.
That's the one. That's the one I saw.
I didn't know about this. Was he going around just like hiring them and then torching them, or like what?
No, like lighting them on fire, like lighting their businesses on fire.
Oh, so he wasn't lighting their jumping castles on fire.
No.
Oh, I thought for some reason in my mind I was picturing he's like staking out where their fucking jumping castles are going up, and he's like lighting them on fire and popping them.
No.
I
I'll
got
get
that
the-
really wrong.
I'll get the details. You move on to the next one.
Okay. Number 5 is Kununurra, Western Australia. Vengeful bull fucks up line dancers at a rodeo.
Nice.
Bull went crazy. That's great. Next we have Townsville. It's always on the list. Queensland. 14-year-old girl was accused of assaulting a cop after being caught in a stolen car full of kids, and a fun park operator reported for racing forklifts with young son. Who reported that? That's snitching.
Snitches. that is a certified forklift driver. Wait, was he certified?
I'm assuming he was. He had a
Probably
job.
not anymore.
Not anymore. He has
Mm.
now lost his license.
I looked up. By the way, I looked this jumping castle thing up. He hired a man to go burn them down
Oh,
their
shit.
businesses. He thought that it would be too obvious if he did it himself.
Wow.
Bravo.
I still got caught.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
moving on.
next up is Gympie, Queensland. Maniac arrested after allegedly running down pair of pedestrians. That's it.
Yep. All right. Shit town.
I feel
Why?
like that shouldn't be in position number 3. There was definitely more. But number 2 is Miles, Queensland. A protester dumps 20 kilograms of cow shit on a police station counter. And I looked this up. And yeah, he got a big bucket full of cow shit and upturned it on the front desk
Load of crap.
as a protest.
You know, one of the most cursed things that I ever learnt when my brother lived with me for a short while he was in police academy. He's a cop. He taught me about bronzing. It's a protesting technique where if you do not want someone to try and stop you from protesting, you just cover yourself in shit so they won't
Oh, yeah.
touch you.
They won't touch you. I guess that
Bronzing.
makes sense.
There you go. And now you all know. Good luck.
So his defense lawyer said that her client was fed up after trying to get the TMR to settle an invoice for damage to his car that he claimed was caused by one of their cattle grids. He became exhausted by the red tape, so he's taken the number plates off as a registration is paid to TMR. He was issued with an infringement notice for removing his plates, and he had a snap and then behaved in this manner. And he was fined only $200, but there was also a $2,175 cleaning fee, and no conviction was recorded. There are CCTV screenshots as well. It was a very big mess.
He was having a day. He was just having.
Just imagine what's going through his head. You know what? I'm gonna
I'm
do?
gonna
I'm gonna
fucking-
go get a fucking bag of cow shit and dump it on their desk.
I gotta spend a few hours just fucking collecting cow shit. Yep. This is
I
how
can
I'm
respect
spending
it.
my day. I'm spending my day going to dump this cow shit right on their desk. That'll show them. They're gonna have to listen to me then.
They won't mess with me now.
But number 1 is Campbelltown, New South Wales.
Ooh.
Psycho fires a bullet through primary school classroom window.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I didn't even hear about this.
Where did
Campbelltown,
I?
man.
But it's
Campbelltown.
Campbelltown.
Yeah. Place is colourful.
Shot fired into Sydney School. I've got an article. Sydney Southwest, blah, 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 full of year 1 and year 2 students were in the classroom. Happened at around midday. No students or staff at the school were injured. And this was not a targeted attack towards the school. Somehow it just got there. The shot came from some distance away. So it just traveled. A blind stopped the bullet from completely entering the classroom. That's it. That's all the
pretty
news.
far away then.
Yeah.
But also, like he's shooting these antique cans out his property, he misses one and almost shoots a fucking school.
That's probably what it was.
He's got the worst aim ever.
God
So the
damn.
real headline should be guy with shit aim needs to get good, accidentally fires bullet into classroom.
Get good, kid. You dumb kid scrub. What are you doing?
But that is the Shittown Power rankings of
Hell yeah.
this weekend.
Fucking oath. Yeah, that does feel like a back-to-back. I've learnt a lot about Australia, to be honest. And I live here. So
You
uh,
never look at dim sims the same.
I'm
I
really
won't.
hungry for dim sims. I kind of want some like deep fried dim sims. I think that'd be pretty good. Anyway, no, what it does tell me is now my question to like international people is like, how do they feel about dim sims? Do they know about dim sims? Am I making dim sims for my next cooking stream? Snorlax making. What was it that we said yesterday that I was gonna make?
What was it?
There was something you said something, and I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna. You said that's awful. I'm never gonna make that. I'm like, I'm gonna make it then. I made a comment that there was something that's always better.
Raw potatoes?
No, it wasn't raw potatoes. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the VOD and figure it out.
Yeah, you'll remember.
Something.
We have very different types of cooking streams. Me and you. Yours is chaotic and messy.
It was a muffin. It was bacon muffin.
maple
yum.
bacon muffins.
Yum.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yum.
Bacon
I'd eat
muffins.
that.
Yum. See, yum.
Yeah, it more suits your stream. You do crazy shit, and I did
There is
like proper
nothing
cooking.
that there is nothing that isn't better with bacon. That is the comment, all right? And you can't prove me wrong. I'm unstoppable.
I like bacon. I think
Bacon
bacon's
ice cream
okay.
is a great thing. Have you tried that? It's delicious.
No, I've never tried bacon in
Bacon ice
anything
cream.
sweet. I've never tried sweet bacon.
You haven't done like
I
pancakes
know
and
people
bacon?
do. I know people like. I've never done that. I know people like candied bacon. They'll cook it in the oven with like brown
Candied
sugar and
bacon?
stuff.
Yeah.
I've
Everything
never
is
done
better
that.
with bacon.
I mean, but you can think like you can get like sticky sweet pork, right? So that's kind of the same concept. It's just sweet.
You were the one
pig.
arguing with me about this on your
No,
stream.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying I wouldn't
You told
make
me
it.
you said
I'm not gonna make it.
you said bacon muffins. And I'm like,
You
no,
want
that's
bacon
better.
muffins? You make it yourself. Is
I'm
all
going
the, all
to.
the
Well,
all right, good. You do it.
We gotta cool down on the Snorlax stuff because the internet's still recovering from the
I mean, yeah,
cussing.
my parents mentioned it to you today. You know how they were showing my grandma videos of you being Snorlax.
I don't know if people were happy or sad or whatever. I've just been like, people like, that was disgusting. Well done on raising so much money for charity. I'm like, thank you and I'm sorry. It's like, what
It's
am I meant
definitely
to
good
say?
entertainment.
It's
But it's
entertaining.
But the way people talk to me is like, you're disgusting. I'm like, it's not. Was it bad? I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's good. You did it for charity, and I can't fault that. And you know, it's just I think it amuses my family so much because around them you're very quiet and like kind of reserved and chill, and like you don't really you act like tame. You're like tame level quiet when they're around. And then then they see videos of you dunking your head into a bucket of custard and cackling while you're chewing into a block of butter. Like it's a completely different person.
I like popped into someone's stream yesterday and I was just vibing. I was, grinding away on Elden Ring. I just wanted something to watch while I was doing that. The second I got there, they basically stopped what they're doing and then they discussed the custard for about 30 minutes. And because it was like
the custard incident.
they just kept talking about like, how did you do it? And was it how much cleaning was involved? And what was it like? Did you drink much of it? And I was like, then I had to sit there and like, I'm not. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. But also, I had to sit there and I had to like engage and chat the whole time because I had to defend myself because the way that he said it sounds like I'm a crazy person that was like running around just spraying custard on the wall.
You are a crazy person.
That's not how that went down. Okay.
I was wiping down some cupboards today and I found some dried custard on one of the cupboards.
It does not help that dried custard is exactly the color of our cabinets.
Yes, it's true. I did my cooking stream last night, and it was just me just chilling, cooking, making like proper food, and finishing without making a mess. Very different vibes.
Yeah.
I got through it without having to do a single shoey.
Chat
When
wanted
he
it
puts
though.
on that Snorlax outfit, it just is like the mask.
Yeah, that's exactly
Maybe one day I'll raise money for charity and I'll get to a point being like, all right, if we raise like this astronomical amount, I will become Snorlax and then I will just embody your attitude, put on the Snorlax outfit and just do dumb shit, all right? And it'll just be like,
Are you
like the
gonna
mask.
make a mockery of me?
Yes.
And
I mean,
also-
I am okay. I'm already gonna do that with the unlock.
Also,
that I have
I-
last
Let's be
kinda-
real, man, you've made so much money as well.
I mean,
It's great.
between us two, we made $3,000 for charity.
Mhm.
There's a fair bit of money. And also,
Yes.
Shelby, have you seen The Mask and like The Mask 2 and stuff?
When I was a kid, I saw the first mask
Okay,
a little
alright.
bit.
All right, I just want to point out that like the mask only works when Jim Carrey's got it. When he gives it to someone else, it's not nowhere near as cool.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
Hey,
just,
there goes
that's
that
the
part.
rules of the mask. It's,
Right. Let's just the Snorlax outfit is cursed. Okay, anyone who wears it just
except for when the
becomes-
dog gets it. When the dog gets the mask for a little bit, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. that's fine.
But yeah, no, you did your cooking stream. It was very chill and it was very relaxed. I put in some of my own shenanigans.
You kept coming on screen to like play with fidget spinners.
I almost got away with stealing a heap of food. Chat saw it. Shelby saw it at the
I
last
didn't
minute.
see it.
Yes, you did.
Oh, right.
You caught me on that one
time.
when I tried to take the whole plate. And then I also sculled a couple drinks in the background. You didn't notice. Chat noticed, but you didn't. A couple times
shit.
when you're like, I gotta go wash my hands, I'd like leap out, get some fidget spinners going, and then run away before you come back.
Like chat was asking for like a tier list of all my fidget toys. So bring up my fidget toys. I'm showing everyone all these like dumb little Kmart fidget toys that I have, and it was a bit, for the big meme on my channel at the moment has been going to the Autism store because there's a shop in my shopping center I call the Autism shop, and that's now everyone wants to see my fidget collection. So
Actually,
Yeah.
You
it's,
got
I,
heaps?
hang on. What's the name of the shop? What's the name of the shop?
the shop is called All Kinds. It's like a body hygiene store, but it also sells fidget toys. I call it like a mix of Smiggle and Lush, and it's really like satisfying and pretty
Okay,
and like not
so-
sensory overwhelming.
I wanna. We need to talk about this, right? Because I
Okay.
mentioned it when I saw it open. I'm like, oh, Shelby's gonna love that,
You
right?
want to talk about the Autism shop?
Shelby's been jokingly calling it the Autism shop, and I had to go there today because I wanted a milkshake, and she would buy me a milkshake if I go to the Autism shop. It's a joke, but it is in fact the Autism shop. Like 100%.
It's so good. I love it.
They are sorted by color, and they have all these different touch and feel, different fidgets and stuff like that, all there, and like you can smell and touch. Like it is made for autism.
They have a basin, so you can play with like all the stuff in the
It's
basin. And wash your hands
subtle,
and-
but if you know what you're looking for, it is the Autism shop. Like,
Here's
it's
another thing I
literally-
want you to consider, right? Because like obviously a lot of people with autism struggle with sensory overwhelm, and that's something I struggle with.
Yeah.
There is no loud music in that shop.
Nope.
The staff leave you alone.
Yep.
It is
Everything's-
autism heaven.
Everything's clearly priced,
mark
and
on the
also there's
store.
there's all big signage above and everything else, and it's all divided up by different shape, size, and color. So there's a green wall, a blue wall, a red wall, and so on. It's made for
The
autism.
different collection themes as well. So if you want like similar items, you can find them very easily. Everything, it's so good. I fucking love it. It's
don't wanna-
designed for kids, but I'm there every day, baby. I want to go to the autism store.
I don't want to be that guy, but it's almost to the point where you could stand at the doorway, and if a kid goes, "I want to go in there," you go, "You should get it checked." it's legit.
I want to say for anyone listening, we mean that with love, okay?
No, but
It's-
it's like I think because all right, so like I've done a lot of like shop fitting and stuff like that in the past, and
Yes.
they pay mega bucks for basically like psychology. Like Kmart was like they went and got this bloke from America who was like he ran like a heap of department stores and stuff like that. And they paid him mega bucks to fix Kmart, and he fixed it, right? Because every cunt
Yeah.
talks about Kmart now, right? This is the same shit. Someone has applied science to this shop, and like people go, "Oh, look, this is a cute shop," and wander on in. No, this shop is designed to get those people that are uncomfortable or have sensory, or on the spectrum, or just like people like it's made to be for you. It's made you to make you comfortable to go in there and spend money. It's not made for you to shove products in your face, or they don't
Yes.
just
And
jam as
I've
many
talked,
products
like-
into a store or whatever.
I've talked a lot about how much I don't like shopping at Lush in store because the staff harass you and it's got loud music and I don't like it. This store is much better.
It was the color blocking that locked it for me, though, because I'm like,
Yes.
this is exactly how someone who is like on the spectrum or mild OCD or whatever. This is how they would set this out in their house.
Yeah.
When
It's
you walk
beautiful.
into it, I'm not picking on people because many people have different. I'm a firm believer in that everyone has some form of mental whatever. Like I don't want.
Neurodivergency.
It's not even neurodivergency. Everyone's different, right? But
Yes.
they try to pigeonhole everyone and say that every shop should be the same no matter which area you're in, which is completely wrong. And that's how corporates fuck off and die. But Kmart did this great thing where they're like, we're going to rearrange everything and we're going to listen to the way that we've studied the people and blah, blah, blah. And they got it all right and they nailed it. But it's still only one demographic. There are people that don't like Kmart. It's just that they realize that the people that are doing the shopping are usually young families.
I like Kmart, but I don't feel compelled to stay there for long periods of time. I like to go in, go where I need to go, and then leave. And often I go in there, go to the fidget section, then leave.
So it's yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that it is in fact the autism shop. It is laid out. There is science behind that. It is not an accident. They deliberately set that out so that the special kids
Yeah.
get in there. And
They say that their mission is to like get kids, if they have questions about their bodies as they're growing up, to feel comfortable going somewhere and just buying stuff and like, that sort of thing. But it's good because like they've made it fit like all kids. And then by that extension, it suits people who are neurodivergent. It's great. And I appreciate that shop, and I've already made friends with some of the shopkeepers.
yeah, no, like low key as well, and more stores could do some better work in the way that they
Yes.
present. And like if they want to really like if they don't want brick and mortar stores to die off, they need to do the work and actually go, hey, we could do this better. I'm looking at you, EB Games. You fucking suck.
EB Games EB Games upsets me. I like going there, but I feel like oftentimes when I'm in there, it's overwhelming. But I also just keep bumping into stuff and knocking it over, and it's embarrassing at this point.
It's just crap. It's just dumped
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like a
Yeah.
garage sale, and it really shouldn't.
It
Be.
is.
This is the
Yeah,
most
pretty
expensive place to get fucking games from.
It is, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, if you're interested, All Kinds also have an online store, so I definitely recommend it. They have like a Melbourne Central shop and everything as well. So they have some in Sydney, I think Queensland too. It's good. Go there. Your
Are
brain
they
will
all
be
the
tickled.
same?
Yep. I looked at the photos of the stores. They all look pretty much the same.
Ours is
And
brand new. It's only been there for a
ours
few
is
weeks.
brand new. Yeah. It'll tickle your brain, even if you're not
I'm gonna go
autistic.
find one in Sydney.
Yeah, Tave's gonna go check out the autism shop.
I kind of felt weird shopping there because I was looking at all the black stuff, and I'm like, is my personality black? Like, am I?
Oh,
was that-
you went to the intergalactic section. It's
I'm
all
like,
stars and like.
I was drawn to all the black stuff. Am I dark? You know?
I go to the yellow and orange section. It's called Lazy Days, and it's all like brown sugar and like sweet smells. And here's the fun thing, right? They gave me a free sponge shaped like a waffle, and then I got like shower foam that's like whipped cream, and then you can get jam and you can get like honey looking stuff. They have a lot of stuff that looks like food, and that tickles my brain too. I like that. So I'm in the shower. I've just got like my waffle sponge. I'm like putting toppings on it, like get ready for a shower.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. It's good. It's fun.
But, the moral of the story: we're not making fun of anything, but it is actually nice to see a store that acknowledges it and does it. If they called themselves the Autism Store, they'd probably get in trouble. Like that's a bit too much for those that don't accept,
Yeah.
people.
But I think go shop there. You'll probably enjoy it.
All kinds.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was good.
It's good.
Good. But yeah, we do need to wrap up soon. But I did want to talk about. I did try Hitman VR yesterday with the PSVR. First of all, PSVR is feeling very tired. It is struggling, and I'm playing it on the PS5. I can only imagine if anyone's still playing it on PS4 that they're having a rough time. Because
Yeah.
it's not great. Those games, Hitman VR, solid concept. You just basically can play the entire game in VR, but it was not as advertised. The worst thing is because like you can have the move controllers to have like the two hands, and it's like, nah, don't do that. Just use a control pad. I'm like, this sucks. It's like I don't want to use a control pad. I want to wave my arms around. I still did dumb shit, but it's like, yeah. And the moving mechanics, like the traversal stuff in there, was just too much. I was getting motion sick after about an hour playing it. I'm like, nah, it's too much. I've spoken to a couple of friends and whatever, and they're like, PSVR 2 is much better. And I'm like, yeah, it's also much more expensive. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's $899 right now to get the Horizon edition.
Anyway, the other game I played was The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. And that was pretty good, actually. It actually felt like there's quite a substantial game there to play. But it's the same problem where, like, trying to move around in the PSVR, I almost said PSVR 2, the PSVR, like, you just get that weird motion sickness to it all. And I don't know if it's because we've been playing the Quest, the Quest is better in general, but, like, yeah, it was just kind of rough. But it boils down to the best PSVR titles, 1 or 2, are first-party titles, and they're struggling to get those, like, third-party titles to run smoothly on those games.
Yeah.
And with the announcement of Quest 3, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, Quest 3. It's looking great. So it has they did their unveiling this week, so it's a lot lighter on the face. It's got 3 camera bezels at the front. The tracking's changed in terms of how it works with the controllers. Like it's all improvements.
So it's going to come out at obviously at a higher price point, but also the Quest 2 is coming down in price, but also the Quest 2 is getting a firmware update. Which apparently is going to boost the power quite considerably anyway. So looking forward to that. There's also a lot of rumors going around that Apple's about to announce their VR headset, which from what I've been told, or the rumors going around, I should say, looks like a ski mask, like ski goggles. It's very slim, goes on, and it has like a dial that you can turn between AR and VR. So you can basically.
I'm interested to see how it's going to be. It's definitely not going to be a competitor for like gaming VR. I don't think. That's my prediction.
I reckon there's going to be some technology there that will create some new norms. And the AR VR thing in particular, that seems like a bit of a game changer. That basically means you can just change it so you can see your room, but also be still in a game, or you can use game like instructions and the augmented reality
I
stuff.
mean, that's already how the Quest works, right? You tap yourself on the side of the head twice, and it switches to pass-through mode.
Yes, and then the Quest 3 has color pass-through mode.
Yeah, and it will have 3 cameras, so the depth is a lot better, so you won't feel
Yeah.
like you're reaching through a screen.
The point is, we're getting a generational change in VR, and
We
we're
are.
on PSVR now, which is the old generation. I feel like PSVR 2, Quest, all that is the current generation, and I think the next generation is gonna probably destroy PSVR 2. To be honest,
Yeah.
there's no point buying a $900 headset that needs to be plugged into a PS5 and has a select range of games versus buying something that, like a Quest 3, that it will be standalone.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Anyway, I promised to do a lot of VR stuff, and that just kind of sucked yesterday. So I don't know. It wasn't anything other than the hardware's dated and the game was crap. But we played some stuff. We still got to do like a workout thing. So I might fire the Quest up for that. I think
Wait, I've got the Ring Fit Adventure if you want to do Nintendo Switch.
it says VR.
Oh, well, never mind.
Also, you did that like once. That thing disappeared.
Yeah, it's still gathering dust. It hurt my calves. Calves were burning.
That's the point.
I know.
Wanna
No, I was
feel the
thinking-
burn.
Yeah, I don't know. We might do like a Beat Saber thing or something like that. I don't know. We'll just see. I get nervous with Beat Saber stuff for DMCA reasons. But,
Yeah, true
won't-
that.
yeah, we can always just do like a meme one where we'd like hook it up so people request meme songs and do that instead.
Could do.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I just wanted to warn people: Hitman VR's garbage, and that's probably why it's taken so long to get to other fucking platforms.
It was never sustainable Hitman VR. It was always a joke thing. People would make meme videos about them trying to strangle people with Garrett wires and just not working. Like, it's just...
The only thing that I thought was hilarious was the amount of times I went to like strangle someone and I'd grab them by the armpits. It just looks like I'm tickling them instead.
Tickling.
And then they'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm killing you."
Who's ticklish?
It's ticklish. So yeah, so it's some funny moments and whatever. I just wish that they did like they could. There's definitely a game there, but that's not the game. It's like they could do better.
They could.
Something else, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out next, I guess. But yeah, we should start wrapping things up. So we should probably talk about what's coming up. Brand new week. We are seeing Transformers this
Yeah.
week. Get to see
Oh, hell
Rise
yeah.
of the Beasts.
Yep.
I kind of low key want to like go watch some old fucking Beast Wars, but also it hasn't aged well.
Yeah, probably not.
It was amazing. It was basically 4K ray tracing in my memory, but that's when I watched it on TV after school so long ago. Now it's yes.
I've said it many times. Don't go back for the old nostalgia. You'll just ruin it for yourself, right?
The exception is the 1986 Transformers the animated movie, which is
Which
still
we saw at the cinemas recently.
still an absolute classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say it should have won awards, but it did win awards.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, Shelby, what are you up to this week?
I quit my job, so I'm getting a new job for personal update if anyone's interested. So maybe we'll have some fun stories out of that. But I did a cooking stream. I've got to do a 24-hour stream. Not sure when that's happening, but just keep up with my socials at shellbunny_ on Twitter and shellbunny on Twitch, and you'll find out. I also have to do a stream where I have to cosplay as Aladi, and I'm going to hijack his channel and play Crime Boss Rocky City for him. So I'm going to wear a beard and everything.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I've been showing my human face a bit. So if you're interested to see the flesh tuber behind the VTuber, come on by.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I just want to say, Crime Boss Rock A City owes me money. Right, I have promoted that game more than any other content creator.
More than any marketing agency they got, because they didn't get any.
They didn't get. Well, I did. I did find where who to contact to get a key and stuff like that after I'd paid for it. But it was like, we're still talking about it. I made a video about all the charity campaign. The fucking star of the show was Crime Boss Rock A City. Like
Yeah.
it keeps on going. It's I don't like. They should have sent me a key, and I should have at least, but they didn't. They made it difficult. And like, I've got other friends who brought the game, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna stream it, whatever." Never streamed it. Didn't do it. Nothing. It just sort of faded away.
Yep.
Even old mate that was like the only other streamer that we like kept on going back and forth between he'd raid me and I'd raid him and whatever.
He fell off.
Fell off it. No, he's done.
Yeah.
finish it, whatever. And now I have to play it again because at $2,000 we could have done all sorts of crazy shit for charity, but no, everyone's like, play Crime Boss.
We just like to see you suffer, I guess.
Anyway, so I have a Crime Boss stream coming up. Shelby has a Crime Boss stream coming up, and it's all for charity apparently. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I just feel like I've given that it's not even a great game, but I have given it so much time and energy and promotion. It's
It's
ridiculous.
for charity. That's it. Just gotta.
You finally
There's-
beat it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I beat it on charity. That was the first thing. It was no sleep till Rocket City over, which was like a 14-hour stream.
And it wasn't even planned.
And the game crashed on the last level.
Yeah.
I had to do the last level twice. And then, you know what? We did Hitman Absolution, was it? It was also another charity one.
Yeah.
Game was excellent, but for some reason, the final cutscene had no audio. I'm like, well, I don't think
Yeah,
they're
you
coming
have to
back
make
to
it
this
up.
2012 game to fix it or whatever it came out. It's like, God damn it. So I had to do my own voiceover. It's awful. But it's like, fuck me, man. I want to play good games. Thank God that fucking chat requested Elden Ring because I am swimming in a fantastic game at the moment. Because otherwise, if it was just going to be shit games constantly, like we talked last week, the Futurama game, hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. But they wanted me to play it for charity. I played the Futurama, the Family Guy game. It was warm garbage, but I finished it. It's also it was just like such a nothing game. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, good. Shelby, you also started a game this week.
Yes, I started Cyberpunk. So if you want to watch me play Cyberpunk, come by. It's been good so far. I'm enjoying it.
You going to finish it?
Yeah.
Right. I should be playing that for a while.
Yeah.
Have you
Need
picked a
something that can
class?
just-
Some hours.
I'm corpo.
Oh, of course you fucking are.
I was like, the joke was, right? I walked into stream, I'm like, hey guys, we're celebrating. I quit my job today and I got a new job. I'm still corpo. Let's be a corpo character. So
Gonna be a corporate man. Let's go.
yeah, let's be. But it's fun so far. So
Have you
I will-
chosen who you're romancing yet? This is the
No.
questions everyone just asks. They
I
ask-
just met Judy. I know
They
that
go-
Judy's an option.
they go, what class did you pick? What like, and then who you fucking? That's basically all
Who
they
you
ask about Cyberpunk.
Yeah. I know like a small amounts about the game, but I just wanted a game that I could just turn my PlayStation on and just play for weeks on end again because I went through obviously Hitman, so now I'm back into Cyberpunk as the new normal.
You
should be good.
should try Elden Ring. 1 week in, I'm 30
No,
hours
thank you.
already.
I would rather go to Lush than play Elden Ring.
Wow. Anyway, Tane, what are you up to?
I've actually been getting back into Assetto Corsa.
Oh, yeah?
There you go. I got my wheel back out.
Oh, you got the what
Yeah,
wheel
babe.
have you got? Have you got
I
the?
just got a Thrustmaster, but I'm looking to buy a direct drive one to get back into
Ooh,
drifting. But
I
yeah, I've
see.
jumped
I
on.
see.
Yeah, I know they're expensive, man. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
been getting into that. But I found a mod, like a server that has a mod with the traffic.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fun as fuck. So yeah, I'll probably stream that.
hell yeah, do it. I love that shit. That's
Yeah, so-
yeah. I'd get into it if it
Like-
wasn't so fucking expensive.
To be honest, my wheel's just been sitting under the bed, like collecting dust, and like I've
Yeah.
been looking for something to play. So I was like, you know what?
So I
I'll
had
get it back out.
I had the fucking the Logitech G29, I think it is, which is
Oh
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of mid tier, and that was fine. But it's just like fuck, man. There's a lot of cables and shit to leave this set up anywhere. It was always like unpack it up and never use it, whatever. But if I had room, I'd definitely put in like a racing sim and do that. I actually
Like,
went
some
to
of the racing sims you see, man, bro. They practically look like cars.
yeah. I mean, we saw a stack of DreamHack alone. We're just like, damn, that's money. But there was a mate of mine who built his own. This is like fucking garage one. He came to a LAN and he set it all up. It was a decent wheel and everything else. But he like built a timber frame and everything. And he built like a fucking dashboard and everything. He put it on the
Yeah, yeah.
dashboard. And he put a fucking CD player and shit in there into his dashboard. So it was like sitting in a car. And it just like it's got the fucking
They're so
subwoofers and
good.
shit. And oh man, it was nuts. It's yeah, no, it was wild. It's good stuff, but yeah, like I think when I was growing up I had a wheel that cost me like 150, $200, and then the Logitech one I got, I can't remember, it was like mid-tier, it was around $600-700. And it was
Yeah, yeah.
good, but like when you get direct drive stuff, it's like 1,000, more.
Yeah. But there's so much.
And they're all in
they're
pieces, so it's
smooth.
like, yeah, gear stick here and fucking this thing here. Next thing you know, it's a couple grand and away it goes. But it's cool. But you should definitely stream that shit because
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, Biggie just wrote a no Hesse like server. That's the one I've been on. There's fucking packed to that server.
Yeah. That's cool. It's a fucking whole nother world. Love to do that
Yeah,
shit.
definitely. But yeah, that's
Anyway.
what I've been doing.
Hell yeah. Well, we just have to stream it now. Stream it. Anyway, we need to wrap things up. It's been, we're on time, or probably over time, actually. I need to rant about things. I don't even know what I'm playing this week. Oh, no, I'm playing Elden Ring until I die.
Yeah, Elden Ring. How did you forget?
How did I forget? No, it's I don't know how. Elden Ring's big, man, but it's great. Anyone who's like I kind of left Tears of the Kingdom behind, and I'm like, this is fuck, it was good. I could just want to live in that world where I can explore and shit again. And now I'm in Elden Ring. I'm like, this is a world where I can explore and shit again. This is awesome, and I can kind of see why. Well, Tears of the Kingdom is getting Game of the Year this year. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Definitely. man.
It's like, but like I can see how Elden Ring got it as well. And it's like it's that freedom where you're in a game, you can play it the way you want to play it, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and it's enjoyable. And it's not like getting force fed to play a game all the way. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just that freedom. It's that freedom to operate in that world. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I can't see anything smashing Tears of the Kingdom. And anything that maybe hold it back. And I can see Drew saying Starfield. Starfield, maybe. But I think the only thing that's going to hold back Tears of the Kingdom is the fact that it's a Nintendo game. And only Nintendo, which means that the only people that have Nintendos are playing it, except for the other people that have eye patches. But like, I think that's the only thing that could possibly hold it back. But yeah, it's interesting. We're actually going to an Xbox event to see Starfield, which is on the 12th, I believe.
Yep.
So we'll be on the front line with Xbox at this event to see Starfield stuff.
At Fortress.
At Fortress. And if for those who are actually interested, you can't get to the Melbourne one anymore. Sorry, you missed it. But I don't know if tickets are still available, but at the same time, because it's effectively where E3 fits in, right? Ubisoft have their own event, but they couldn't come to Melbourne because we already booked that one. So they're at Sydney Fortress to do the Ubisoft event. But if you have a look at all the socials and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure the Ubisoft event is it'll be 10 minutes of maybe we'll bring Skull and Bones out this year. I don't know. Who cares at this point? And then it'll be 50 minutes of spend money on Assassin's Creed.
It's only a year ago that I won a Skull and Bones coffee cup that is still in the cupboard.
Yeah, I want to play that game. It will come out one day. Anyway, we need to wrap things up. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. You'll find the ZLB podcast. We record live every week at this time, 6 p.m. Sunday. We're on all major platforms after that, including YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, you name it. We're on it. So make sure you go and check that out. And apart from that, I don't know. What's the thing that we've taken away from this episode?
Go to the Autism store.
Go to the Autism store and eat your dim sims. There you go.
Yeah, dim sims.
I'm going to get some
Or try
dim
a raw
sims.
potato.
Don't eat raw potatoes.
Don't
That's a
eat
bad
raw
idea.
potatoes.